How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff. Also, I say this at the end of the video all the time. Well, not all the time anyway. I need to start saying it more at the beginning. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I respond to pretty much everybody down there, and I love talking to you guys. So, yeah, go down there. Anyway, we get into it. Chapter 157. It's a great day. It's Jujutsu Kaisen. Everybody's happy. So, picking up where we left off, Megumi figured out the curse technique, took Hoshi down, has her in like an armbar or whatever. And Hoshi's kind of in disbelief. Like, did you plan this out? Surely you didn't know the exact inner workings of the technique. Megumi says that at first he was leaving it up to chance, but now he does know how it works. And he goes on to explain that at first he was pulled towards Cone Totality. At that time, apparently Cone Totality had a larger amount of cursed energy than Megumi himself. So I'm assuming that just means Megumi was funneling most of it to Cone Totality. Now, he's not talking about when he first summoned Cone Totality, because when he first summoned Cone, it was launched towards Hoshi and blown away from Hoshi. After Cone was initially blown away from Hoshi, then Megumi ended up getting pulled towards it. But after switching it to where Megumi had more cursed energy than Cone Totality did, Cone was then dragged towards Megumi, so Megumi's assumption on higher cursed energy being the anchor point was correct. So, perfect, he figured it out, and Hoshi still can barely believe it, because she's like, there is no way you're a first year. You're not even cute. But anyway, this is when Megumi does something that Hoshi really can't argue against. Like, it's hard to stand up after this and be like, ha, you messed up. Bad mistake, and just punch him in the face. No. Megumi lets go and lays prostrate on the ground, bowing his head towards his upperclassmen, and asks them to just listen to what they have to say. So Hoshi, like I said, really can't argue with this. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Go ahead and tell me what you want to tell me. As soon as all this is going down, Yuji gets absolutely launched out of the door to the room with him and Hikari in it, and Hikari comes walking out, and this man looks like a Dragon Ball Z character. This dude is jacked. Like, okay, last chapter, Megumi was ripped. He had the whole six-pack and everything. He was ripped. He's good. You know he's doing his cardio and everything. Hikari is doing nothing but straight pumping iron. This dude is jacked as hell. So, immediately, Yuji tells everybody, hey, stay out of this. This is between me and him. Hikari thinks he's just underestimated him. In reality, Yuji knows that on some level, this is a test. If he lets other people hop in, it's just going to make it harder to convince Hikari. Hikari's going to look at him like he's even weaker, all of these kinds of things. So, Hikari comes in with an overhand, and he doesn't throw a normal punch. And now this is technically a way obviously it's technically a way you can hit somebody, but it's a little more unorthodox. He literally smacks him with like the front of his fist. Now, like I said, just do what I just did with a little bit of force. It still hurts really bad. Like, if somebody hit you like that full force, you're going to feel it. But that is such an unorthodox way to strike somebody. It just feels appropriate coming from Hikari, because I have a feeling Hikari is just kind of an unorthodox person in the first place. Then again, most Jujutsu sorcerers are kind of unorthodox. Well, there's still a gradient to them, I guess. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, really though, real quick, if you do ever punch somebody like that, I don't know why you would, but if you do get in a situation and you end up having to punch somebody like that, be careful and don't mess up your wrist. Do you see how far Hikari's wrist is like cocked back when he smacks Yuji in the face? Yeah, that will actually hurt the shit out of your wrist. Be careful when you do that. But yeah, when he does this, he absolutely clobbers Yuji. Yuji goes straight to the ground, but being my guy Yuji Itadori, being a hoss, being a tank, he literally just puts his hand down and immediately bounces straight back up off the ground. Like he didn't even get hit and just blows just huge fountains of blood straight out of his nose. This just incredibly determined look on his face. It's classic Yuji. He is a tank. He is a beast. Absolutely cannot get enough Yuji Itadori in a fight. Even if Yuji's just getting the crap beat out of him. It's wonderful, because he can just show off how tough he is, and he looks badass while he does it. So you can tell that Yuji just taking these shots like this, not backing down from Hikari, showing his grit, you can tell that Hikari likes that. When Yuji bounces right back up like this, when he's not dodging, when he's not hitting back, he's just taking the shot but not going down, Hikari's like, you're insane. All right, I'll listen to what you have to say for as long as you stay standing. From a guy like Hikari, what we can tell about his personality, you can tell that he's enjoying himself already. You can tell he's starting to get a little fired up. And this is a good thing. This is what we want. So Hoshi's yelling at him like, Ken, just listen to him. They just want to talk to you. And he's like, yeah, I know. That's what I just said. As long as he's standing, he can talk to me. All right? Now, we got business to take care of. He's just going in for another shot. So as he's going in to hit Yuji again, he's like, we've never met before. Why come all the way here to ask me for help? Yuji just says, because my upperclassman told me you were strong. So Hikari blasts him away for that. And Yuji's thinking like, what is up with this guy's shots? It feels like I'm getting hit with a baseball bat with razors on it. So yeah, Hikari does not mess around. He's not holding back on these punches. And he explains that when a sorcerer asks another sorcerer for help, you're basically asking them to risk their life for you. You need to convince me here and now. You need to make this worth my while right now. Otherwise, no, this is pointless. I don't even know why you came here. So Yuji tries saying that he's a cog, talking about a cog in the machine to sacrifice curses. Initially, this sets Hikari the wrong way, and he says that is boring and jacks Yuji again. And he absolutely blasts the crap out of Yuji again, sending him flying all the way over into the wall, and he mentions that, does it sting? Gojo says my cursed energy is rougher than other people's. This actually kind of reminds me of Kenpachi Zaraki from Bleach with his Zanpakuto. He didn't accept his Zanpakuto as a part of himself, so their spiritual energy kept grinding against each other, and that's what gave it the really jagged, rough shape. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit with Hikari's cursed energy being rougher, and it causing it to feel like you're getting hit with a baseball bat with razors on it, rather than just a regular baseball bat, I guess. But yeah, kind of gives me that sort of feeling. But anyway, Hikari thinks Yuji might have died, so he tells Panda and Megumi like, hey, come get him and get lost. While he's saying this, Yuji immediately pops up right behind Hikari like nothing happened, and this kind of freaks Hikari out a little bit because he jumps like 10 feet backward, even though Yuji hasn't been actually trying to fight against him. Yuji hasn't been throwing punches, anything like this, so there isn't really a reason to back up in this case. But yet Hikari still did. I think that is a small detail that shouldn't be overlooked here. Yuji has a very kind of scary side to him. And yeah, Hikari got freaked out just a little bit right there. I'm just saying. So yeah, Yuji keeps going on with this. He says, I'm just a cog, but I don't care. I'm going to keep chasing you down and following you until you give me a yes. And he gets right up in Hikari's face and he goes, what's your role? This is when Hoshi calls out to Hikari like, hey, you getting a little feverish yet? And Hikari notices, he's like, damn it, yeah. So he thinks to himself, he's like, I can't lie to my fever. I can't lie to myself. I'm getting hyped up, and I want to go along with this. They got to him. Yuji got to him. Yuji sparked that little bit of interest, and that's all you really need for Hikari. He seems like a little bit hedonistic, like he kind of just goes with what he wants to do. And we also get a little remark from Hoshi as the chapter starts to come to an end, that while they don't like the higher-ups, Hikari's fever was always at its highest, always at its peak, when he was helping people at the high school. So we know that being a sorcerer and helping people through that is something that Hikari does care about at the end of the day. He just doesn't get along with Jujutsu Society and doesn't agree with it. That's something we've seen from quite a few people, and I'd say at this point in the story, most of us don't agree with Jujutsu Society either. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, Hikari says they can make a deal. This is the end of the chapter. It was a really enjoyable chapter. I always enjoy seeing Yuji show off exactly how tough he is. And Hikari was the type of person that out of everybody we had at our disposal right now, Yuji was one of the only, if not the only person that could get through to him with this kind of style. That kind of fight isn't really Megumi's thing. Megumi's not just gonna blunt force take shots until somebody's like, alright, you know what, fine, you got me. That's not really his thing. Maybe Panda could have done that, but with Hikari and Panda already knowing each other at least somewhat, it just doesn't work the same way. This is something that Yuji needed to do, and Yuji did it in a Yuji way. So, I absolutely loved that. That was awesome. The stuff at the beginning of the chapter with Megami and Hoshi and him explaining how he kind of learned things, and Hoshi once again reminding us that Megami and them are only first years, but they are very impressive for first year Jujutsu students. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Panda had one little funny moment where randomly out of nowhere we have a panel of him just being like, "Yeah, nothing but bad luck today." I don't know. Panda's a goof. But yeah, I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the chapter. Like always, hit that like, subscribe, comment down below, all the fun stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.